We join the super legit crew before the show as Michael's cat upstages the entire crew. This the cat now sounds like it's singing. This is
I've never heard a cat make that noise.
Well, it happens. Cats have made a lot of noises on this show.
I'm not trying to shame the cat. It's just I'm just stating a fact.
All right, to shame the cat.
Cat fact.
And on that note, let's go.
Yeah. I'm hearing a lot of. Is it me? Let me just mute myself.
Do you want?
All right, I'm gonna.
It's not you.
Mute Spence. No, not him.
It's Heiman.
Oh, so Heiman, is there more than just your cat going on?
Feels like your game might be loud.
There's like a constant background hiss or something for you.
Yeah, it's
maybe. Oh, actually, you know what? I can adjust yours. Let me just see. Edit mic settings. Maybe if we turn off the automatically adjust. There we go. All right, so we're going to keep it there. I think because it's hearing the cat,
whole time.
It was artificially raising the volume in order to hear the cat. It's like, oh, that cat must be really important to this episode.
Oh, that makes sense.
That is.
He is very important.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's why it sounded so clear and crisp.
Yeah, I'm going to bring you up a little bit.
That's very funny.
This is the episode. It's great.
Awesome. It was automatically adjusting so it could hear the cat.
Yeah. It knew the real star of this episode. Yes.
It knew what it wanted.
For Dave and Mary's sake, this is actually a core feature of the podcast, is just talking about levels.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a fixture. So
people pay on the Patreon for this.
Yeah, that's right. And let's get this started if you're all ready. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Super Legit Podcast. I am your host, Jet Kaufman, and let's get going real fast here because I'm so excited about this group of people. And part of what I'm excited about is my friends. We've got Josh Spence.
Are we friends?
We are so much friends, buddy.
Okay.
Such close friends.
Super
Jen
legit.
Burton.
Hello.
Hi. Sean Michael Boozer.
Verified friendship between you and I.
Oh my God, it's so clear. Chris Sanders.
I am present.
Yep. That clears that up real well. Appreciate it. You really appreciate that gift, huh? And my co-host, Michael Heiman.
Hey, it's me and my cat.
Yes. Sleepy cat.
It's totally your fault.
Just be seasoning this whole episode. I love it. Special guest.
Beautiful.
What other special guests do we have besides your cat, Michael Heiman?
Oh, well, listen, the cat's not special because he's always here. But tonight we have first-time guests, Dave Stratton and Mary Venus. They have their own show.
That's not us. That's the cat.
I meow.
No. Try to intro you guys. Stop doing bits before we do the bits.
He's a strict co-host.
Yes. Talk there on top. The producers, stars of Talking Sex with Chet and Diane, streaming live online and available in podcasts, and also members of the team Singles Bar performing all over town.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. You summed us right up. Yeah. So we are Chet and Diane Hart. That's our alias or our stage name.
Stage name, that'd be a little different. Though.
Yeah.
It's like
I like that.
I wouldn't be Mary Venus, then I'd be Diane Hart. And
yeah, sure.
if I went on auditions, I'd be Diane Hart. That's not.
Oh, you don't want to audition as Diane Hart? Okay. All right. I do this thing where we're chatting during our podcast, where I look at Mary and then I realize that my mouth isn't over my lav mic, so I'm like, you can't hear me. So I will not look at her for this show.
People are there.
People are over here. They don't care about.
And the audience can't see any of us or any of you anyway.
Not at all.
Don't care.
Strictly
But
audio.
this is a primary feature of the show, is talking about what we can see that the audience can't. Yeah. So you've got it. You know what you're doing here.
We're always on Twitch, and so we're always like trying to look nice, and so we have to do the show live, and we do like minimal amount of editing, for the podcast. We just take the audio and we just put it right on. And
the tuxedo was a nice, unexpected touch tonight, guys. Mary, the tux looks beautiful on you. Yeah.
No problem.
The Speedo looks great on you, Dave.
Yeah. I was going for the feather Speedo, just a feather over my penis, but I decided to not go with that.
Knowing these two, this is very on brand. I'm not.
Is that why you went for the giant peacock feather?
Oh yeah. It's a little cold in the garage, so it would have been just
one feather's good.
A duckling. Some foul.
I feel like as feather Speedos go, the peacock feather is the sports car of feather Speedos.
Oh yeah, it's got all the eyes on it and stuff. It's very beautiful.
A lot of covering with that one.
Overcompensating.
Yeah. Which is it? He must be packing something down there. But
it's a bird. It's a bird.
Or just a huge gamecock.
Hey,
gamecock feather.
Morning zoo. You're listening to Jet and the Fat Man 94.7 The Rock.
Gamecock.
As Josh was saying, this does seem on brand. I'm not surprised the word cock has been said so many times at the beginning of this episode.
It's like less than 5 minutes. This is great.
So
Sean does not look amused, but anyway, sorry.
Oh, that's his natural face.
Sean Michael has resting, not amused face. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, can we get on to politics?
that was a really good impression. Yeah.
This guy, glad I'm nailing it.
Michael Heiman, what's our question for this week's episode?
So this week's question comes from a friend of the show, Paul Valancourt.
Ooh.
And the question is it more important to be loved or respected?
I haven't answered this already. I'm putting all my money on loved because knowing the guys that do this show with me, there's no respect involved. There's just co-host for 70 some odd episodes, and they won't even let me have it just once. They say that I'm not funny. They say that they're doing this out of charity. So there's no.
I mean, that's not fair, Josh. It's just the fact that everyone else is more qualified for the job than you.
I know that's part of the cast I had in mind when I put this whole thing together. But like, you can at least say, "Oh, hey, Josh, you're occasionally," but nothing, just nothing.
No,
so
we all agree you did a fantastic job surrounding yourself with people who are more talented than you.
So co-host, it's just Heiman and Jet, and that's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Also,
dog. And when Heiman's not here, it's someone else.
Yeah, his cat.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But not Josh.
Yeah.
Well, no, Josh is the dog, and if you ever actually got the car or squirrel or whatever your prey is, you wouldn't know. Would you know what to do?
I think we could take that as an.
Sure, that can be rhetorical. Who cares?
Yeah. I think silence speaks volumes in that moment.
That's a lot of respect. A lot of respect right there.
I deeply respect you, Josh. I do.
Yes.
I also deeply respect you, but when it comes to if you can only have one, I agree. I think it is much better to be loved than respected. But also, I think there is love inherent within love is a level of respect anyway.
100%.
But respect does not necessarily have love inside it. It's not.
Yeah,
it's true.
So I was chatting about this with Mary before the show. It was like, I mean, I guess we got to have some context here. Are you never going to experience love through your whole life and just be respected by everybody? Or is it just that you can only receive love and not be respected? Because I feel that the being loved, you get more satisfaction over it, like overall, like to experience true love with somebody. You're going to get more pleasure out of that and more satisfaction than just being respected by a bunch of people. But is it more about being loved by everybody or being respected by everybody? Yeah, it seems like I need more context.
We want more details.
I need
on
more
that
detail on this.
I agree with
That's
you
why
guys.
we ask
Also,
questions. That's a good question.
Yeah,
That's why
qualifying questions are great.
Fair.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. And also the question is what's more important?
Yeah.
To be loved or respected, and it depends on the situation because it changes constantly. There's no, you can't. Well, some people can make a blanket statement saying one or the other, but I don't feel like there is one answer that there's a sliding scale of when it would be better to be respected, when it would be better serve you to be loved, depending on the situation.
Yeah, I think the context matters because I can think of different situations. For instance, I think we have an issue. You know, we Elon Musk, I think, is a perfect example of someone who is absolutely by a certain set of people loved. I don't think he's actually respected, and I think that's and I think for good reason. I think he's lost all that sense of respect that he once had, and I do think there was a time where I absolutely respected him, and I'm not sure that I specifically loved him, but I thought the guy was brilliant in all sorts of ways, and then he slowly disproved all of those ways. But what he does have is those adoring fans. And so I do think he's got love and doesn't have respect. And I don't think that goes well in that specific setting of being a giant billionaire businessman.
But is that love? Because I don't think they love him. I think they do respect him because he's a very wealthy man who has a lot of power. I don't think his fans are like, I love Elon Musk. I want to spend time with him. I want to go to an island and hang out one-on-one with Elon Musk.
I think they do. I think they actually do want to do that.
Do you really though, or do you think they want
his dude fans desperately? Oh, they definitely want to be him, but
that's the difference because
if
that's
they can't
not love.
be him, they desperately want to be next to him at every given moment. But
yeah,
you're right.
But that's about them.
It's not real love, but it's adoration. It's obsession.
That's what influencers have and stuff.
Adoration isn't love, right?
No.
Yeah, Jen's right. It's not the same.
Love is like when you are just at your absolute bottom, and your life is in the
love
toilet.
Is when you're at the bottom.
Love is when you're at the bottom of the toilet. I was not loved as a child, and that's what I think it is. No, I think it's like when you're not cool, doing badly, maybe like terrible things that happen to you. The people who show up for you then, that's love. The people who, and I think Shawn Michaels absolutely right, that context is everything, because when you first asked this question, I was like, I want to be respected because I feel like it's harder not to bring the gender card into it, but especially with my work and stuff, it's so much nicer when people respect when you speak or what you bring to the table.
Sure.
But I think that, so it does depend on context, because when I'm not being respected, then I want a love person to come along and tell me everything's going to be okay and I'm going to be valued.
Yeah.
So they're both kind of equally important, sort of, in my book. Sorry, that was a long answer.
Super. I know we're stuck in the low tide in this island, but I'm telling you guys now, if worse comes to worse, out of my love for you, I want you guys to eat me.
Okay, you know what? This is what I do not want to hear from my mayor. I need more of a positive spin from you. I need something that's inspiring. I don't need eat me.
Yeah,
we need leadership.
Yeah. I'm going to jump up here. I second that. Leadership is really good. Plus, we all already voted, and we're eating Rob first, right?
Rob looks delicious. Rob looks delicious.
Rob looks.
He looks far tastier.
What if I already started eating the mayor?
Oh, Rob, you're trying to get out of this again, aren't you? Remember last week when we were like, we're going to eat Rob, and you're like, no, Paul's already had his leg cut off. And then you're like, I'm already eating Paul's leg. And you convinced us to eat Paul.
Well, I did, and I understand this. Look, I already know my time is short. You're going to eat me. So how about we look at me eating the mayor as just fattening me up for you guys?
Look, I don't think as the mayor I'm
Rob
getting as much.
Point.
Quit cutting me off. I'm saying the mayor is talking.
Rob is showing real, true leadership. Perhaps it's time for a recall election.
I feel like since we already started eating the mayor, that we should finish him. Otherwise, he's just going to go bad.
I think it's good. It's just good
like
political
Paul all
policy to
over
finish
again.
what you started, right?
I second what all of you were saying.
This is something the mayor has never done before. I mean, the positivity that Rob is showing here is just, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mayor. Yeah.
I just want to point out one thing. At the beginning of this, will you give me a chance to finish? Quit eating my hand.
Oh, I was actually going to ask everybody just to respect how much you hadn't been acknowledging the pain of me taking full bites out of your leg, but
that's impressive
right there. So
that is impressive. That pain tolerance is something. I mean, yeah.
I just wanted to point out at the beginning of this announcement, this proclamation I had, I volunteered myself. And then you said no until somebody else said, let's eat the mayor. And then everybody agreed with that. Stop. No, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Respect me, if you will.
I guess it just sounded better coming out of Rob's mouth. I don't know. There's something about that guy that's convincing.
And he wasn't talking about a 5-year plan of what was going to happen. He wasn't trying to get a bond measure passed.
Right.
He's like, I'm already eating the mayor. And that's the kind of leadership, the kind of action I want to see out of my leaders.
You don't want a Swiss Family Gilligan's Island style hut in this island? That's what I'm talking about, guys. We can have huts. We can have, cars that run on coconuts. You gotta have out. Quit eating, make the vision.
He's literally eating your whole arm.
Speaking of coconut, does anybody have any hollowed out coconuts I could use as a to-go box?
I'm wearing 2 on my chest, but you can have them.
That'd be great because the mayor's a lot. This isn't going to happen in one sitting. So if we could just hold off on eating me till later in the week, and we can finish this meal.
Can I point out that it takes 3 minutes to walk from one end of this island to the other one? What do we need coconut-powered cars for? I mean, these are harebrained ideas that you're coming up with when Rob is just all about solutions.
You're talking about going through the diameter. What about the circumference? See, that's what I'm talking about. In this flat island, you need to go around it, not through
but
it.
that's pies. The 3 minutes, so it's 9 minutes.
Everybody was all so excited about the beach. There's nothing to do at the beach, All the good stuff is inland. Let's be honest. All the best napping, the best hunting, the best shade from the trees, the fresh water. Everything is the inland. Nobody wants the circumference. Nobody's going to walk around the outside. Sure, the beach is nice if you're on your honeymoon. The beach is nice if you're on vacation. But who wants the beach every day?
You go to the beach for a nice candlelit, fried mayor over on a stick. That's about the only thing you do.
Keep talking, but talk slowly.
Set up a nice spit over an open flame, get leg roasting, turn the juices on it.
That sounds great.
A nice mayor au jus on the side.
Case in point,
I thought I was full, but
I want you guys to
cut up
cut
my appetite.
I want you to cut off my leg and put it on an open fire and cook it like a spit roast.
Well, Rob has already finished off one of your legs, so...
Is he now taking other people's ideas and pretending like they're his own?
That's what I'm here. Yeah. I'm so happy to be here with all of you guys. I mean, it just, I know some people really get down on stranded island life, but I feel like I'm amongst my people here, and as we whittle down, eating one person at a time, I feel like I've gotten down to my closest core group of friends here, and the mayor.
Group hug. Aww. Not you, Mayor. Not you.
This is nice.
Oh. Legit.
So I heard in Hebrew, there's actually 12 different words for love. What? And it's just it's
different kinds of love, or
so there's one word for love in Hebrew, but then it can mean 12 different things.
You're thinking about Greek too?
I don't know.
It's Greek.
Lots of different
aloha for Hawaiian?
Like that. Yes. When in doubt, just say aloha.
There's love between a friendship, love between a man and a woman, and
something like that.
There's brotherly love. There's godly love.
You guys are thinking of snow for Inuits, right?
Snow,
ice. It's ice.
It's ice. Yes.
Ice. Oh yeah, ice. Ice have. And then in the Northwest, we have 8 different words for rain.
Does that mean they have 8 different words for iced tea?
So in Hebrew, I hear
Just
that
ignore me.
there's a limited
Ignore me.
amount of words.
That's Greek.
Like the amount of words in Hebrew is it's set at a certain limit, and then like each word can mean several different things. And so like the word for love can mean several different things. And so what we're chatting about is like, well, what, you know, Elon Musk feeling love. And then, but that's not the same love that I'm going to feel from Mary. You know, that's not the
I
same
hope not.
love that you're going to feel from
That's
your
what she's
mother.
modeling it on.
You know, it's like my love for an iconic figure is completely different from somebody that I want to sleep with.
Besides me, what do you?
I'm just saying in general.
I mean, unless it's Charlize Theron.
In general.
The general woman I want to sleep with.
Just in general. But the word, I mean, to be loved or respected, I feel like respected is just one narrow type of meaning. But then love it means several different things.
Right. I mean, you wouldn't take a bullet for somebody you respected, but if you love that person, you would take a bullet for them.
Yeah, you know, I'd jump in front
That's
of
your Secret Service.
Yeah, the Secret Service, most of the military would. We don't necessarily all love everyone we're serving with, but the fact that we are serving with them, and if you're in combat, you love some of the guys you serve with and the people you serve with, and others you don't love them at all. Actually, you literally hate them, but you still respect them, and you will take a bullet.
Super.
Sir, get down! Get down now! Pop, 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 pop. Get the fuck down! I am telling you, you need to get down or this bullet's gonna hit you in the head right now! Pop, 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 pop.
Well, I just gotta say it's a slow-moving bullet, son. You're telling me to get down, and for that specific bullet, I'm gonna stay up here a little bit longer and pontificate.
Sir, please, you have to understand, you're under heavy fire.
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I was going to say everything. It's good for everything. It gives us a job.
Soldier, good for nothing. I know this is what you have money. You want to make money from arsenals and from weapons, but please, sir, you have to listen to me. You have to get out of the war zone. Come with me in this armored car now.
Okay. Fine. I will get down. Oh, there goes that bullet. Hey, you were right on that one. Thank you.
It's a tricky one. It's the one that shot
my life. All right, I'll step in your armored car and take me to wherever you need to take me, soldier.
The consulate, sir. The U.S. consulate. We'll get out of this war zone. Listen, I love you like a brother, but not so much love. It's more of out of a respect that I'm doing for my job. I'm supposed to protect you, but I swore an oath in protecting you to actually love you. And so if you want me to give you a back massage or rub your feet and all while we're in this vehicle, that is your prerogative.
I don't know why you're telling, because I didn't ask. But you know what? It's a new army. So, yeah, please.
Welcome to the consulate, gentlemen. As you know, this is considered, even though we're actually not in the U.S., this is considered U.S. soil. So here are your Happy Meals, gentlemen.
Oh, thank you.
Let's debrief on this procedure you guys just had. I'm sorry, yeah, I'm a bureaucrat. I don't actually go out mission.
Look, I just need to preface this with when both of us talk, we have kind of gravelly voices, and you might have a hard time telling who is who and who's the leader here. But look, in the military, most of us, this is just how we talk. Okay, so I'm the leader. He's the support.
That's right. I am protecting him, even though we sound exactly the same. I also act as his double. In case he needs me to be a stand-in, so that somebody shoots at me instead of him, I will do that because
he'll take
I
the
love
bullet.
this man.
Yeah.
This would be a lot less confusing if you guys both didn't do that tough guy thing where you barely move your mouths.
I know,
so,
right?
Yes.
It's tough to tell. You never know who's out there. You never know who's gonna when a sniper's gonna take a shot. So you always gotta keep them guessing.
We learned at military training school that moving your mouth is for pussies.
I'm sorry. I went to prep schools my whole life, so I do move my mouth. I'm sorry. I hope it does not offend you, gentlemen.
No, it does actually.
It offends him, but not me. I don't know if you can tell who said that.
I'll just cover my mouth as I speak, so nobody's offended. So please do tell me about this mission. Did we win? Yes.
Well, if you ask me, I don't think we won because I was trying to pontificate about war and the morality and what we're even doing here, and then there were some bullets coming my way, I suppose, and I was told I should get out of the way and get in the armored car and come to the consulate.
That is very off-brand for the USA. We are winners here. Very disappointing news. The other gentleman, whichever one didn't speak, your take on it? Did we not win as well?
I feel that the battle is almost won, but the war is not over. The Secretary of Defense needs to be taken out of Kabul, and soon, or else we'll probably lose if we don't have a Secretary of Defense.
That's right. I'm the Secretary of Defense, and we're in Afghanistan.
Yes. This changes the whole complexion of this conversation, sir.
Doesn't it? It does. It's always very hard to tell. It's been a long war.
It's too long. It's probably the longest war we've ever been in. When is it going to end? I don't know. Maybe 2021, 2? I don't know.
Understood. We knew it would be tough when we went to New Jersey, but that's what we're dealing with.
Oh. Well, time to go to West Point back again so I can learn how to not talk with my mouth anymore. It seems to be opening up too much, so...
Well, I appreciate this time we had together, gentlemen. If I can just take your Happy Meal packages from you.
Yep. And let me just jump in here and give you your complimentary medical debt.
Ah, yes.
Thank you.
Since you are on U.S. soil, yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I picked up your accent.
Legit.
Yeah, I absolutely... Yeah. What's up?
You had a thought?
No.
You're going to talk a thing.
Yeah, you talk, Jet.
I had pontifications to make as well. It's absolutely a matter at different times of what matters more, and it's the context. I mean, obviously, in my personal life, love is the priority. I mean, amongst my friends and amongst my family, respect goes hand in hand, though, as talked about. But let's say in my professional life, love is not the priority. I don't want to be, hated or an asshole. But respect absolutely comes from things that are vastly different from what it would take to get people to love me. And it's kind of a tricky thing because when you grow up, say, as an entertainer, I feel like a lot of people try to get people to laugh as like a substitute for love or a way to get love. Like it's a classic thing that people.
That's not how you do.
It can work. Just keep knocking away at it. That's what the rest of us
keep trying.
Yeah. Laughter is love, right? That's what it is, right? The laughter means I love you.
It's fun.
I hope so.
It's like a trope or stereotype that a lot of stand-ups are depressed. Like I have a coworker who is seeing a therapist who's also a stand-up, and the therapist is like, well, you're depressed, right? Because you're stand-up. And he's like, no, I'm not depressed. I just like doing stand-up. Like, no, I'm pretty sure you're depressed. Like, here's some antidepressants.
This comes with the territory.
Yeah, it's just
what like a lot of creative people get depressed.
Yeah.
We're more sensitive souls.
So yeah, like in my work, I do still tend to be the one who cracks the jokes and tries to find light of things and tries to make things funny. It's like it is a real balance because I definitely don't want to be Michael Scott, who absolutely positively
World's best
thinks.
boss?
Right. Yeah. Yes. No. Yeah. You're right. What am I thinking? But like that's absolutely a character who has mistaken love for respect, who absolutely thinks that if he's got everyone laughing, then they must love and respect him. But it is that thing where it's like that constant effort to try to get the laughs and get people to like me. It's like, okay, but at what times does that potentially undercut me elsewhere? And, I think I'm good at walking that line, but it's always that scary question is like, am I just, am I just making myself the clown, or am I actually balancing this properly? This balancing on this ball.
I just make jokes at work because my job sucks. I'm just really miserable. It's awful. So it's
And we're all here laughing at your pain.
Yeah, no, it's all right. I'm very miserable at my job, and it's just like if I wasn't making a joke to make everybody else laugh, then it would be even worse. So it's like you got to bring light into the world somehow.
Oh my God, I 100% agree with that. Yeah.
Yes, I do too.
Yeah,
I feel like that's why humor like evolved in humanity is because things were so awful for so long.
Yeah. You're being gored by a woolly mammoth for, your seventh family member, and then you just had to be like, "That's so Uncle Ugg."
Yeah.
Everybody was named Uck back then.
Comedy is Advil for the soul.
Yeah, because I mean, it really is like sometimes it could be such a drag, and it really does help you navigate. I was talking to somebody about the idea of gossip and why gossip exists. And the scientific reason behind gossip existing is because when you lived in small communities and somebody was being, devious, gossip helped you weed out the people who were a threat to the group as a whole. And humor, similarly, just seems like, man, it just keeps people from being like, this sucks, and like just leaping off a cliff. Like, I mean, like really genuinely, I think like being with everyone and then getting to laugh about the circumstances. I mean, making fun, not to bring the orange Cheeto into it, but like making fun of him was like the one thing we had that felt like released some of the horror. Yeah. Because it was legitimately horrific, but like making fun of it was like helped.
I don't know if it's the humor that keeps me from jumping off the cliff or the fear of heights. I gotta go with the latter.
Could be both.
I think it's interesting you mentioned gossip. I always think gossip is kind of like a form of like love and respect, because like that's who you really share that shit with, right? I'm not gonna tell Bob and shipping and receiving, but like Nick, I'm like, yo, did you hear what fucking Roberto did? He totally botched this. Whatever.
You mean who you choose to exchange gossip with?
Who you care to share your tea with, man? I'm not giving everyone the good tea. Everybody's getting the snicker Fritz.
Mimicry is the highest form of flattery, but gossip is absolutely not. Like if you're the subject of the gossip is a fuckface, and you do not love nor respect that person.
Nobody wants to be that.
But the person that you are gossiping with, you absolutely have some sort of love or maybe even want love from that person, which is why you are gossiping.
It builds intimacy. It's like baked in. And it's so like, true, I'm trusting you enough to do this. And then it builds intimacy. And then that does create love. But if you really respected the person, you probably wouldn't gossip about somebody because you would be afraid that it would make you look bad. Maybe.
I just think people are naive and they don't realize, hey, I'm going to talk shit about so-and-so with what's his name. And then what's his name, that's not a trustworthy person. So what's his name's going to go ahead and tell so-and-so. And then you just fucked yourself basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's
all true.
Well, no one has spread any gossip about me.
Yeah. No, none whatsoever. You know what we all do universally respect? It's capitalism. And
sponsors.
Money.
We do have a sponsor this week, and we're always so happy when our guests bring us sponsors. I mean, it's an incredible touch on their part to go. Not only are we going to grace you with our presence, but we're going to help pay for the show.
So content and money.
Dave and Mary, I think you brought us our sponsor this week.
That's right. Our sponsor is Polite-ical News. Political news. They always say the right news. Always look out for someone to unrock this boat and give you civil discourse. Make sure to always build a house with Jimmy Carter and Habitat for Humanity in Polite-ical News. Last week on Polite-ical News, we had a pancake jamboree with lots of food eating. It was an actual jamboree, not a gymboree where you bring your children to, but a jamboree that had nothing but pancakes.
syrup and the occasional peanut butter with powdered sugar on it. Polite-ical News was there to cover every last spot. Let's go ahead and take a clip from the last week's Polite-ical News, where they had nothing but polite interactions with all of their guests. We bring you to tonight's interaction on Polite-ical News. These are some good pancakes.
Oh, I love them so much.
Oh, you seem to be an Irish woman.
Oh, yes, I watched that movie. Oh, Pharaoh, and I couldn't stop talking like him after I saw the damn movie.
I respect your culture, and I am not going to assume that you drink too much.
Oh, not at all. I always have pancakes.
That is a acceptable thing to have with pancakes. I eat my pancakes with orange juice on the side,
That's
with
a little
no
boring
alcohol in it. Is it boring? Is that
I was
what you
trying
said?
to say it's a little boring there without the alcohol.
Well, it is 7 a.m. and I choose not to drink alcohol in the morning.
Well, it's rather late then. I've been up at 4.
Ah. Well, then you might have or may not have a reason to get inebriated.
Oh, it helps me to think straight.
Oh, it sounds good. I see you have a fiddle on your desk there next to you.
Yeah, I
And I am not going to make the assumption that you play the fiddle just because you have an Irish accent.
Well, that would be a little bit racist there, now wouldn't it?
It may or may not be. I do not know. But
So you're trying to take up my accent there.
Am I? I am trying to be as polite as possible.
Oh, you're very polite there. No, I love these pancakes. Back to the pancakes. We started steamrolled off of that one.
You did a what? Steamroll? This has been Polite-ical News correspondent Jimmy G with the G Squad, always touching your G spot for good news. Signing off.
And that's the best fucking paid programming we've had in a long
that's
time.
so much better than Pox News. Oh my god.
Polite-ical.
They paid us a
That's
lot
awesome-ical.
to have a premium, extended ad too. They wanted to play a long clip, and they got it.
Oh my god! Yeah, no,
Right to the scene there. Yeah, that was a good.
Cover several episodes.
Their best segment is their G-spot segment. I mean, as a longtime viewer, a dedicated viewer, it is one of the most polite things you can do for a partner is
to rub the G-spot.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
the urethral sponge. Yeah,
yes,
of news. Yes.
Sponge.
It means you both love and respect them.
Yes,
that's right.
Give and receive. Yeah.
Oh my god. So, love, respect.
And
Just sit in it, Jet.
Just sit in it. Yeah.
Just let that urethral sponge wash all over you.
Oh, yes.
I feel like the sweet spot is when you can get them to love and respect you.
That's called the Dave Grohl Venn diagram.
That's true.
Oh, wow.
Like if you can find that.
Nirvana, Foo Fighters on both circles, and then in the middle it's Dave Grohl.
With barbecue. Yeah, that's my guy.
And barbecue?
Yeah, because he does barbecue now.
I don't
know if you guys saw that story, but like he when it was like really raining during the last run, like he did like a 24-hour shift at like one of the, I think it was like the Fred Jordan mission, just like fed everyone barbecue for 24 hours straight. Like if I didn't like that guy enough, like I fucking love the guy just for doing
I
shit
almost
like
sent you that
now.
article. Is like, why would I send Josh this article? He knows about, like, he knew about this the moment it happened.
Sent me that article.
Yeah,
I felt so good.
He psychically intuited this news automatically.
I love Dave Grohl. I mean, I just think he's a fantastic musician and just a all-around good guy. He broke his leg during a concert. He went to the hospital. He told everyone to stay there. He went to the hospital, got it mended or fixed, cast it. He came back to the concert and finished the concert. He's like, you know what? Yep. You guys paid a lot of money for this. I'm going to finish this concert. And like,
you hear all these people, these pop stars, like getting sick or whatever, and then they cancel the concert, and then it's like, that's fucking bullshit. But then Dave Grohl, man, God, that guy's been around since early 90s.
I think that really is a great example, Josh, of like that, and there are certain people who strike that. I think there's a few people in pop culture. I think Keanu Reeves has kind of hit that spot for a lot of people of like being an incredibly respectable and loved person. Like anyone who tells stories about him is like, I fucking love this guy. And he's really respected. I feel like there's like just a few people out there who managed to nail that just right. And it's a really powerful place to be. And maybe that's the aspirational thing here is it's not about, is it more important to be loved or respected, but like, how do you find that sweet spot?
I just think it's about being a good person, just like, just treating each other like you want to be treated, just being nice to your fellow person, like just not being
like way too much for some people. Yeah,
it is a lot. And I don't know why, but it's like the basic building block or foundation for like every major religion. And it's like, it's all the same thing. You're just being kind to one another. Mm-hmm. Something that always is stuck with me was when Conan O'Brien did his last Tonight Show.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, do not be cynical, work hard and treat others with kindness, and you'll get, you'll go you'll go places, like you'll prosper. And it's just like, that's always been something that stuck in the back of my mind. It's like, just be a good person. That's all it is.
Super. Disciples, can we group up for a minute here?
Just around this table or what?
That's fine. Like,
I'm not too sure about this.
Hey, it's Mike. I just wanted to make sure I'm still part of the gang.
Yeah, you're in, Mike.
God loves you, Mike.
Look,
I'm going to keep writing my book. Or something while we're here, like something to snack on, or I don't know. I'm not feeling peckish.
Yeah, we can do it. Sure. There's some quaints right there. Didn't you guys think it was a little too much when Jesus said that he's going to atone for all of our sins? I mean, I
have a lot of sins myself, actually. I masturbate quite a bit.
Oh, what? All right. No, that's cool.
Judas, we know that.
Yeah. We've seen it. It's fine. I honestly, one of mine is watching. Yeah. I watch quite a bit, and like, that's my cross to bear, or whatever that phrase might mean.
Okay, if nobody else is gonna take that, I'm adding that to the book of Mike.
Mike, no, don't write this conversation down. This is between us. I'm just like, I don't want to say I'm gossiping about our guy Jesus, but like, don't you think he just does like a lot of stuff to like be a good guy? Like, he's just a good guy. He doesn't have to.
I mean,
honestly,
I think the water and the wine thing is pretty showy, and it's like, it's one of these things that's like, okay, wine is pretty cheap. You could just buy some wine, and like, I think he's just trying to get drunk and cover it up by making it sound like a good deed.
I mean, we're in a desert. Why is he destroying all our natural resources, like water? Like, I am so fucking thirsty all the time.
Peter gets this. Yes, Peter's 100% right. Mike, put that in your book.
All right, I'm gonna put that in the book. Wank it and share the resources.
I don't think we want that in the book. Do we want that in the book?
It's in the book of Mike.
I mean, I realize we all get a chapter, but I don't think wanking should be a...
You don't just get a chapter. Cheryl.
What do you mean? What are you trying to say, Mike? We get more than a chapter?
Yeah, we get a whole book.
To write our own books.
We get a book
later on.
Right, but later on it'll be compiled and they'll...
Yeah.
Put into like an omnibus or something.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
I was promised a book.
Yeah, the binding is expensive. It's hard to distribute a whole bunch of separate books. They'll all get put together into one, mega book of some sort.
Mike, just remind me, what's the
principal?
What's the principal line of your book again?
It's not a principal line. I just said it's going to be one of the chapters.
What's one of the chapters again?
Wank it and don't use all the resources.
I mean, it's to the point, but I just think it's a little
very
crass.
Yeah.
Nobody else thinks this?
I don't know. I mean, see, here, my thinking here is it's really hard to get people to conserve as it is. So if you could have put a good spin on it, or you connect it to something that they'll happily do anyway, they'll be more likely. So, they're going to wank it anyway. You might as well attach that to preserving resources.
That's chapter 1, verse 3. Spin it.
So, God, as your publisher, we're now compiling all these books that they've written about you and your kid. So here's the deal. The whole 10 Commandments thing, a little long for today's audience. Let's say we just bring it down to 2 basic rules. Don't wank it.
Basic rules?
Conserve your resources.
That's it?
That's it.
Don't wank it and conserve your resources.
I think everybody can get behind it. It's so much easier than remember those other 8 things about don't kill people, don't bang your neighbor's wife. Who needs all that?
So if I was to compile all of my previous commandments, including all of the rules in the book of Leviticus, into 2 rules, it is don't wank it and conserve your resources.
Or you could flip them around. I mean, it's your book. I don't want to tell you how to do it. You could go the opposite way.
Conserve your resources and don't wank it.
Which do you
I love it.
So, Mike, hey man, I like that Cheryl chapter. Do you have any chapters about me in your?
I mean,
in your book?
Cheryl's got her own book.
You wrote a whole book? Okay, but
no, I didn't write the book. Cheryl wrote the book.
I'm sitting right here. I have my own book.
Women don't write books. What are you talking about? Clearly,
there is going to be a chapter for Cheryl. Mark my words. 2,000 years from now,
Mark's
everyone.
getting a chapter too.
Did someone call me Mark? Mark here.
I was saying mark my words, but also mark my words, Mark. Put it in your book.
My book is all.
Yeah, that's how my book ends. To be continued by Cheryl.
Exactly. To be continued by Mike. You and I are on polar opposite sides of the biblical spectrum, as it were.
Opposites attract is all I'm saying here. Maybe you doth protest too much to borrow someone else's writing style.
I don't even know what you just said.
Yes, of course, I've heard of him.
Okay, women, we are bringing about the new Women's Bible. It has the Book of Mary Magdalene and now the Book of Cheryl. These are 2 founding books of Jesus Christ, who we also find was a woman.
Mary, I'm so happy to be in the same book with you. I don't know how you feel, but
Look, I'm happy that we're having this bro lunch among the 12 disciples here instead of the original 14. I'm just saying, Cheryl's book was a little short. You know what I mean? For it's a pamphlet, right? Can we just call it a pamphlet?
As was Mike's book.
He had some good things though.
His book was more of a brochure.
Could you just list all of our names real quick? Could you list all 12 names? We know the 2 that didn't make it. Mike and Cheryl.
Yeah, Mike and Cheryl aren't here, obviously.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Peter, Titus, Thomas, Judas, Jimothy, Philip, Philippi, and Philomena.
That's 12. Yeah, you got it. All right.
Okay.
Those are 12 names.
We're all here.
12 names.
Present.
12 names.
Here.
Thank you, Jimothy. That's what I'm talking about. But okay, did you hear anything I said before that though? I was trying to share some gossip with you.
No, I just really wanted to put you on the spot.
So we all just waited for the roll call. Nobody.
Yeah, that's as long as we're counted. I mean, that's it. It goes in the minutes. I get credit for showing up, and we're good.
Okay, so we're doing minutes.
Will the hot goss be going in the minutes?
Yeah.
Because I'm here for the hot goss.
Paul, you're always here for the hot goss.
Always.
Such a bitch, Paul.
Give me the tea.
Well, I'll give you the water that can also be wine. But
did you see who Judas was talking with a week ago?
Judas was talking with Cheryl because word on the street
of course they would.
Cheryl got a little pissed She's writing her own. She's getting her own group together to write her own women's Bible.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
Snatching wigs.
Yep.
Snatching
Yep.
wigs.
Yeah, like
her.
I think that deserves a stoning.
That's
a stoning.
Word was she got up with
Magdalene. You start your
Magdalene.
own Bible, that's a stoning.
She got up with Magdalene. Okay, already been stoned, right? Wasn't she stoned? Right. Okay.
I mean, she her eyes are pretty red when she's walking around town.
Yeah, red as the sea, as some would say. Hey-o.
Hey, she's cruising for a stoning. Is our second stoning?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's zoning for a stoning.
Hey, that's a better thing.
No. That's what's up, Jimothy. That's what I'm talking about.
Look, the point is, Cheryl thinks she can just, because she wasn't welcome in the men's Bible, that she can just make a women's Bible.
Which, for the record, she's putting that on herself. I invited her to this bro lunch, and she totally was like, nah, dog. I'm doing my own thing.
Cheryl said, nah, dog?
Yeah, nah, dog. One word.
Direct quote. You were
there. Thank you, Titus.
Yeah.
Do we just want to point out the elephant in the room that Jesus is banging Mary Magdalene?
Right, we saw that, right?
I totally saw that.
I didn't want to say anything.
I was waiting for someone else to point it out. I feel like, you don't want to be it, but I appreciate it, Jimothy. Thanks for saying
Now,
something.
when you say you saw it, do you mean you literally saw it, or do you mean you just saw the connection between them, just the hot goss?
And when you say connection between them, do you mean literal connection between them or metaphorical connection between them?
Like you saw them boofing straight, or
talking like penis and vagina.
Right inside of their mattress. I was like, this is nice and comfy in here. And then they were just getting it on top of me. No joke.
Right. I got to ask the question that I know is on everybody's minds right now.
You.
How big is Jesus' penis?
Oh, not what I was going to say, but okay.
No, that's the thing that has never escaped my wonder.
What's that, Paul? You know?
Yeah, I've heard he's hung like this.
I don't get the arms wide apart. What are you referencing? I have no idea.
As a soothsayer, I know that one day he's going to be crucified, so it's a joke with his arms spread out like this. That he's hung like this.
Oh, that's going to be funny.
That's
good. Okay.
That's good.
And I couldn't see it, but I just could feel that he had a hole right in his foreskin that he was circumcised with.
We're all circumcised. What are you talking about?
Yes.
We all are, because we are Jews.
Right. We are all Jews. Yeah.
Hey, put that in your women's Bible, Cheryl. Huh? Yeah. No circumcision in there.
Right? Yeah. What is this? Some kind of New Testament or something? We only have the one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize this is where you are having your brunch. How interesting. I just happened to be in the other room.
Yeah.
Huh. How interesting.
Hey, it was like it could be a brunch. Like,
were you not invited? I'm sorry.
I was invited, and I immediately said, "Nah, dog."
See, she did.
I did say that because I didn't want to be. I knew exactly what you'd be talking about. I knew it was just a matter of minutes before you got to Jesus's penis size, which I assume is in all of your chapters.
It took longer than you think for us to get there.
It took a good 3 minutes easily.
Well, Mike's book. That's why half of Mike's book was Jesus' penis size, which is one of the many reasons he was not included.
It was an erotic novel.
It was a tracing of this penis in the pages that took up.
It's a pop-up book. Yeah. You could pull the tab and it would move up and down.
Yeah, very impressive.
None of this is a good idea for a religious book that will last thousands and thousands of years.
But it's great for sales.
Penis?
I just want to thank everybody for coming into Barnes and Bethesda on a Tuesday evening. Tonight we have a special reading from the Book of Mike. It's from the writer, a former apostle, Mike Michelson, and we're going to hear a passage from his book now.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm sad to say before I can get into the reading, the book was going to be published, and then the bottom kind of came out, and Cheryl went her own way, and she got with Mary Magdalene, and they're making a women's Bible. And all of my old friends, my best friends that I thought loved and respected me, I guess they don't. And now it's just kind of Mike. But, you're here because you love and or respect me, and you really wanted to hear more. You got a little bit of the taste with the wank it and conserve resources, and you just wanted to know a few more things. So I'm going to give you a reading from the Book of Mike, chapter 25, verse 7. His penis was so big.
How big was it?
I can't believe you even know what it says. It hasn't been released yet, but how big was it? His penis was so big, you knew everywhere he's been because you just see his 2 footprints in a ditch.
So when
I walked in those footprints, and then I fell in a ditch. And that's how I knew God loved me. To be continued in the Book of Cheryl. But as you all know, Cheryl went her own way. So I'll be out front for autographs, and we don't have pictures yet, so.
Thank you for coming to Barnes and Bethesda. It's part of our month-long reading of Jilted Ex-Apostles. This week, we actually have a reading from the Book of Sharon.
I'm sorry.
It's Sharon.
It's Cheryl.
It's Sharon. It's Sharon,
Please get
right?
the name
Cheryl?
right. There's only 2
Cheryl.
people in the audience.
It's the Book of Cheryl. She wrote a book. Let's hear it.
Thank you. Okay. Hey, thank you for that lukewarm applause. I realize that most of you, the 2 of you who are left would rather be outside signing Mike's book. He's out there right now.
Oh! Wait, what?
Brought it.
Oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, I'm just in an empty
Thank you
room.
so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
I'm
really
waiting
wish
for my
I was-
wine. I'll hear what you have to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, read your book. What happens?
Well, it's mostly about how I got screwed over by a bunch of apostles, male apostles.
What?
And, yeah.
Males would do that?
I don't know if you know what gender equality is in 0 AD, but it's not great. I just hope, my only hope is that Mary Magdalene and I can, scrounge together some female power, and, the Book of Cheryl and Mary Magdalene will become, a big thing and overtake the Book of Mike. You've stopped listening, haven't you? I can tell that your ear's to the door.
Nah, dog, what?
You know what? Forget it.
Legit.
Oh,
Poor Cheryl.
oh,
I wanted to hear-
Cheryl.
I want to hear the Book of Jimothy. I want to know what
Yes.
Jimothy has to
wanna
say.
There's
hear
so
some of the
many
Book of
books
Jimothy.
we missed out on. We never
We
got
cut
to
back. Welcome to the 3rd of the 4th week in the reading of Ex-Jilted Apostles. We are here with the 3rd reading. It comes from the Book of Jimothy. It's one of the shortest. It's closer to like one of the letter from the apostle size, but I guarantee you folks, it is a burner. Jimothy, please, what do you have?
So I walked into Jesus's bedroom. He wasn't around. He was out for a cup of coffee, espresso. He liked them with a little bit of water and milk, like more of Americano. But anyways, walked into his bedroom and I saw that he had a hatch mattress laying on his floor. So I pulled apart the seams and I rolled inside of it, sealed it behind me, and I thought this would be the place to finally get that answer I was looking for from Jesus himself. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. And then, From out of nowhere, he walked into the bedroom with none other than Mary Magdalene. They were making out, kissing, clothes came off, audible sounds of moaning and sucking, and then they got on top of me. I couldn't help but feel aroused, and so I wanted to join in, but there was that.
Jimothy, I'm sorry, I know you're reading. Where were you in the middle of all this?
I was inside of the mattress. Just right underneath him.
Mayor, I'm so glad that I didn't finish eating your entire body before you revealed to us that you discovered these lost sea scrolls, as you call them. They're not really dead sea scrolls. The Book of Mike and the Book of Jimothy have just been fascinating, and I really don't feel like being a cannibal anymore. I just want to know how large Jesus' penis was.
Right? I think that's the eternal question we've all been asking. And I think it's leadership qualities like this that make me your mayor. Right, everybody?
Well, half mayor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll do.
Literally half
a mayor. Yeah.
You tasted delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Legit.
Oh,
mayor. I can run for mayor.
Oh, and another Goldie Wilson moment. I think it's time to bring it to an end.
Who's Goldie Wilson?
Wasn't that his name?
What?
In Back
Mayor
to the Future?
Goldie Wilson from Back to the Future.
Yes, Jimothy.
Mayor.
Jimothy
Yes,
Wilson.
all right. Yeah, Mayor Jimothy
Jimothy
Wilson. Yes, you're absolutely right, Josh. Josh, you have any flowers you want to toss out before we close this out?
When we were talking about booking people, Dave and Mary obviously came up. And you know what? I never had a chance to thank them, so I guess I'm going to do it now. But
on air.
Yeah, right. On air. No, I remember when iOS closed, man. And it was really a dark time for everyone. And I think the first thing was like, where are we going to play? What are we going to do? Is this the end of improv? And like, I know it was more in kind of like that fear mode of like, what are we going to do? But like, I don't think enough people, including myself, and that's why I'm kind of trying to do it now, like need to give Dave more credit, because like he really jumped up and found a place for people to play and gave everybody kind of like kept that fire burning, at least for maybe the first 8 months to a year with like the improv co-op, man. And just like,
orphanage.
Get on improv orphanage. It was a play on words.
Right?
Yeah. IO, yes.
IO, yeah.
And just like, but the way you just came up with like the name, you started booking people, you had a logo for the place, just you took the flag and ran with it when so many people were kind of worried about, and myself included, worried about their own shit. You know, you really picked up the flag and started booking people and started taking care of people. And I thought that was very admirable. And like, I still think you don't get enough credit for that. And I know it's just me saying this on this podcast, and that's surely not enough credit.
But I think it was very respectable.
Yeah. And also loved.
Yeah.
That's debatable.
But I thought that was very cool for you to do that. And I think it's part of that community that we need to, you know, we say we get each other's backs, and you had everybody's back at that moment.
No, thanks, man.
So thank you for doing that. I know we really haven't done any shows or anything in years, and I'm glad we're doing this now. And I hope you come back on again, man, because it's really
anytime.
good having you back on.
It was fun. A lot of fun. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thanks.
So much. All right, Michael Heiman, why don't you bring it home?
Thank you, as always, to Matt Walker for our intro and outro music. This episode was hosted and edited by Jet Kaufman, co-edited and produced by Christian Heffley.
Co-edited by Chris Sanders, too.
And co-hosted by Michael Heiman. Every scene you heard today was improvised on the spot, along with some of the ads, with only a light touch of editing for your comfort. If you're loving what we're doing, pause real quick, write a 5-star review before you close the app, and tell your friends about us. Tonight's cast included Josh Spence, Jen Burton, Sean Michael Boozer, Chris Sanders, and our wonderful guests, Dave Stratton and Mary Venus. Dave, Mary, do you want to talk about stuff for people to find you and things you're doing?
What you got going on, man?
And remember, Josh, Michael Heiman is more qualified for this job than you.
Yeah. So we're going to start up our podcast again. We're on a little bit of a hiatus because we made a TV show out of our podcast, and we're trying to pitch that right now. So we were on a little bit of a break for the last 4 months, and Jet's really helped out on that. Mm-hmm. Chris was part of that as well. We thank you very much. It's coming to a point where now we just need to pitch it and try to sell it. But we're going to start up our podcast again on April 8th. And we're live on Twitch at Throwdown Comedy. Also, you can find us on YouTube at Throwdown Comedy as well. And
Instagram Talking
Sex Live and Throwdown Comedy as well on that. So please tune in. I really appreciate it. You guys having us. We had a fun time. It's always great just to be ourselves and not have to worry about producing stuff, because when we do our shows, it's always we're wearing 2 or 3 hats all at once. And I'm sure Jet is feeling this right now as well.
That's why I love guesting on your show.
You didn't have to worry about all the little things that are happening. You just get to focus on doing fun, having fun stuff and having conversation and stuff. So, yeah.
I'm just a producer in name.
Well, thank you again. And thank you, everyone else, for joining me for another episode of the Super Legit Podcast.
Hey, Jet.
Yeah, what's up, Josh?
You fear me, right?
Oh, God, yes. Yes. Yes, Josh, I fear you.
I don't believe anything's on. Oh, my time. I kicked the door on its hinges just so I could move on. Oh, oh,
And that's our show.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. Just so we could have ended the podcast an hour early if you just said you feared me. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Because that's the third option that we never really threw out there, right? Is love, respect, and fear.